Hi, thank you so much for watching back, and for today's video I'm going to show you how I create or how I draw portraits from scratch. And yeah, it's me again, May. You're watching my channel, MaeSomething Creates. For this video, we'll just be needing 2 items. Well, actually 3, because we also need an eraser. So yeah, we need a sketch pad and a pencil. So I'm gonna be using this sketch pad from Half Pan PH and this Pilot Mechanical Pencil 0.5. So whenever I do portraits, I always start with a round shape. So let's draw a circle. This round shape is just a guide, so don't worry if you won't be able to create or draw a perfect round shape. That's just fine. Once I already draw the round shape, I'm drawing lines across the circle. It's like you're sectioning the round shape into 4 equal parts. So let's assume they are equal. Then we'll be focusing on this part. What I mostly do is I get the measurement of this part, and then I just draw a line here that has the same measurement of this part. Then this line will serve as the bottom part of the chin. So let me write it here. Bottom part of the chin. And then after that, what I do is I erase this line here. So let's get an eraser. Those are just imaginary lines. So what I usually do is I connect this like a big oval shape. Then this time, I will be sectioning this into halves. And my guidelines will look like this. There are still 4 equal parts. And to avoid confusions, I erase this part here that we previously used as a guide, the first circle. So from here, we now have the basic shape of the face. Well, by the way, just a disclaimer, I'm not a professional portraiture artist. I did not even study formal schooling about this art or about this face anatomy, but what I'm sharing you guys is the way I create or the way I draw faces. So hopefully this will still be helpful. So yeah, back to this one. Once you have sectioned them all in 4 parts, we'll be focusing on the bottom part, and I will be sectioning this into halves as well. This is where I will be putting the nose. So this is the part where I will be placing the nose. There. Let me zoom it in. There. So as I mentioned a while ago, this will serve as a placement for the nose. So what I do first is I draw this small circle. Then from this first intersecting lines in the middle, I will just be drawing a guideline, which is a triangle. Then what I do next is I draw a line here and also here. And this part here will serve as the edges of the eyes. So for us to measure how big the eye should be, it has to have the same size of this part. So let's just measure it using our pen. Then here. And then I'll draw some lines like this. So please always remember, if you're doing a portrait which is not a caricature style or not a chibi style, the eyes usually are proportioned to the middle part of the nose. And for me to begin with the eyes, I normally put something like this. I just don't know, but I got used to it. So yeah, I'm sharing you about this one as well. And then we'll just be drawing an almond shape here. So as you see, it meets the end part of this line. So we'll just do the same here. Just create or draw an almond shape for the eye. Then for the lips, I normally focus on this part. Then I will section this into halves as well, like this. It's just fine if they are not perfectly straight lines, because they will just serve as our guides and we'll still erase them at a later part. So this area is where I normally put the middle part of the lips. Then we have to section this into halves, the 2 eyes, then draw the line that will connect here on the line we created for the lips. Same as the other eye. So as of the moment, it just looks like a clown, but this will be very helpful for us to, you know, create a proportional portrait or image of the face. And then we'll just focus on this part And this part right here will determine how long or what is the length of the lips. Then it's up to you how you would like to create the design or the actual shape of the lips. So for the upper lip, I normally draw a cupid's bow here, then just draw some curved lines to meet the ends of this adjacent lines we created for the lips. Then I just put some random lines here for the bottom part of the lips. By the way, before we proceed, just a commercial. I have just set up my Patreon page, and I hope you guys also check on that one. And if you find my artworks and my contents interesting, and if you want to support me, you can select on the 5 tiers I have set up there. And of course, in exchange, you'll be getting perks from me. I will also be giving out stickers like postcards or some art prints for the higher tiers. And yeah, back to this. We're now with the nose. So what we're going to do now is to put the holes of the nose at this part here, at the side of this circle that we made. Then just put a line like that underneath. If you can see this sides and this one. I just don't know what you call this part of the nose, but yeah, this is where I draw this part. And then this circle, I normally shade this to emphasize that this is the pointed part of the nose. There. I'll just put some shadings. So yeah, there we already have the nose. Then for the eyes, we'll be outlining this. I'm not just familiar with the parts of the eyes, I mean the terminologies, but yep, here's what I do. From that almond shape, I create like this cornered shape of the eye. And at the middle part of this, I put the pupil. Then of course, we'll put some space for the reflection, which is the white part. Then I'll be putting here a line. I usually want to have the eyes of my portraits like this. It seems like they have an eyeliner, because for me it looks better. It's like their eyes are more alive if you put something like that. I put this eyelid here, just on top, there. Then we'll just do the same thing on the other eye, which is the left eye. So here. We now have the eyes, the nose, and the lips. So what I usually draw are the ladies' faces. That's why I'm used to drawing eyebrows for women. And I normally draw the eyebrows on top, of course, on top of the eyes. Then I make strokes like this. Then a guideline. So it depends on you if you want to have thick eyebrows or just straight eyebrows. But for me, this is the usual way I draw the eyebrows. So yeah, drawing some tiny lines here, then draw this kind of shape, an arc shape. And of course, don't forget the eye bags here. For me, it gives more emphasis to the eye, and it gives more life to the eye. We put some eye bags. Just a discreet or a subtle eye bag is okay. So once we're done with the eyes, the nose, the lips, and the eyebrows, we're going to do the ears. So the guideline we made for the eyes and for the nose is actually the part where we're going to place the ears, just like at this side. There. So this is where we place the ears. But before that, you may actually change the shape of the face if you want to, or you may define it by outlining the actual face. So for me, let's make it slimmer. And this part will serve as the head, of course. And now we'll be drawing the ears. So when I draw portraits, I'm not that focused on the ears. Like, I don't give more emphasis to the ears because sometimes in my drawing, they are fully covered with the hairs. But yeah, for this video, I have just shown you where we should place or where I normally place the ears. And then we'll just have to define the details, like for the sleeves. And sometimes before I color the portraits using watercolors, I make some shadings to check where should be the shadow part of the face. Then for the hair, we can definitely start here on top. And the next thing is, of course, we need to erase the guidelines.
A few moments later.
So I'll just be outlining this. I'll also try to color it using my palette from Watercolor Confections. This is actually the palette I've used when I started studying deeply about portraits, because this refers to the complexion. So the colors here are mainly for portraits. So this is a good option if you want to try something for the portraits, or if you want to buy a certain palette for your portraits. So yeah, here are the colors. And here I actually have the swatches of the colors of this Watercolor Confections for the complexion palette. So yeah, I'll just be leaving you with a time lapse, and I hope this has been really helpful. If you have been watching my vlogs from the very beginning, there are some videos there or clips that I keep on saying that I'm really not into portraits. I'm not that well versed before with the anatomy of the face, and I rarely draw portraits because I know myself I'm not that good at portraits. So I just focus on drawing landscapes, flowers. Back then, my favorite subjects are those kind of rusty things. I like how they are being colored using watercolors, like those items with, some corrosions. Then time passed. Some people are commissioning me, asking me to draw portraits of them or of someone because they're going to give it as a gift. And then at that time, I'm really struggling hard because I really can't draw or copy the actual face of the person or of the reference they gave me. Then that's the time I realized that I really have to study portraits. Before, I'm using the grid method, but I'm still having a hard time copying the actual image of the person on my reference. But now I can say that I can definitely make or draw a portrait. If you'll also check some of my videos, I make some drawings of the characters from Parasite with no grids. So if you really want to study or start drawing portraits, for me, it's better for you to know the proportion of the face, because that really helped me a lot in drawing the anatomy of the face. I hope that the experience I shared to you will inspire you to create and to draw whatever you want, because practice really makes improvement. It might not be perfect, but at least you're improving and you're being productive. Even though I'm already familiarized with the faces or on how to draw a face, I still study. Because if you really want to be passionate with the craft or with the things that you love, you'll keep on studying and learning new things about that craft or about that skill. So that's what I'm doing right now. If I have spare time, I try to draw random faces just out of my mind. Then I also check Instagram and Pinterest to see images that I can use as a reference. And I hope today's video has been helpful, and I hope this also inspires you moving forward. And yes, I think I'm gonna end this video, and please stay tuned for the next one. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and click that bell button beside it so you'll be notified for any uploads on this channel. You may also get connected with me outside of YouTube, and that's all under MaeSomething. And a gentle reminder to everyone, let's all be safe and sanitize regularly, and also don't forget to pray. Thank you so much for watching, and may we all have a safe day. Bye!